Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to the 83rd edition of the Take One podcast. I know I'm putting it out this late this week, but hey, better late than never. So, on this episode is not really talking about too much. I got like a little mini rant that I want to get on because I'm not trying to make this episode too long. But also, like the title entails, I'm going to be talking about the 2018 second quarter movies in review. And these are all the movies that I've seen so far and blah, blah, blah. And, which is mainly kind of like all of them. But yeah. But I'm going to just be talking about them real briefly and just summing all up which ones, just basically how the second quarter was. And for those who don't know what the second quarter is of this year, it's everything after March. So the first quarter was January, February, March. So I'm going to be talking about the movies that came out in April, May, and June. So since the third quarter isn't done yet, it get one more month, which is September, but we also need to finish up this month, which is about like a week left. So, and then I'm gonna get to the box office. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So yes, as we, like I said, I'm gonna be talking about the wall of DC. So basically, DC came out in July talking about how they were just trying to make sense of, you know, what they're doing. Throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if it sticks. And it sounds like a good idea if they did it at first. But I'm just sick and tired of just DC at this point. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to watch their movies. I'm still going to go out and pay the money. I'm still going to go and see it. But as it pertains to just their overall thing of what they're doing, I feel like they still don't have a grasp on what the hell they're trying to do. Now, I get they're trying to make it similar to, you know, like the comic books where you have Elseworld type stories where it doesn't pertain to the main storyline that's going on at the time. But, you know, just something different. You might have another Batman story or another Superman story or just something like an original story that maybe a creator came up with and they want to implement it into a comic book. You know, it might have a great story to it and it just doesn't have anything to do with anything else. And that's some way, I guess you could say, what the Matt Reeves Batman would be if they don't end up making it a part of the BVS universe. Or a part of the, you know, the part that is the BVS universe, where the BVS universe is. That's my name for it. That's what I'm calling it. But basically, that's why you got the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. It's an Elseworld. It doesn't pertain to the BVS universe. It's in its own separate like universe. But it's just the worlds of DC, which I don't know why they don't call it the universes of DC. Or DC Multiverse, which that would make sense, but I guess the worlds of DC is more catchy. But I just look at it as that they just need to focus. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm the wrong person to tell people to focus because my mind goes all over the place. I want to do 7,000 different things at once. And sometimes I'll start on something and not finish it, but then I got this idea for this, try and work on that, and then I finish it, and I might finish the next one, I might finish that one, and then I finish this. You know, I'm like that. I know I'm not the only person that's like that, but I am like that. So I guess I got the mentality of DC. So that I guess you could say that puts me in a perfect place to criticize what they're doing because I know what it's like to want to do all these type of things and not really finish what your objective is. And it's just, I'm getting frustrated because you seem like you had a great, just linear, just path to go. You know, you had Man of Steel, BVS, and stuff like that. But now it's like, oh, we're going to be like Marvel and give everybody like, we're going to do these 13 movies within the next 5 years or 6, 7 years or whatever. And it's like, yeah, we scrapped that. But some of them are still going to be made, but we're going to add these other new films. And it's like, Where is Man of Steel 2? Where is the first Batman movie that's a part of the BVSU? Where is the Cyborg movie that we've been hearing about? Where is the Flashpoint movie that can't get a director? Where is all these movies? The Green Lantern Corps. Where's the movie? Like, y'all need to focus on movies that pertain to the Justice League rather than try to do a Batwoman or Batgirl movie, Nightwing, Harley Quinn, Joker, and all these other movies. I would love it if they just kind of like stick to it. And I know I've said this before on the podcast and other times before. Anybody that's talked to me, I'm frustrated about it because I want them to have a good little path. When Marvel first started off, they started off small. They wasn't, of course at that time, there wasn't anybody that's doing what Marvel was doing. But at the same time, they knew what they wanted. And they knew that they had to start out small. That's why you had 5 films before you got to the Avengers film. 5 solo individual films. And 2 of them were Iron Man films. 2 of them. And those are 5 films. You had Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, I think it was like Captain America, and then Thor. And then you had the Avengers. Maybe Thor came before Captain America. Whatever. You still had 5 films before the 6th film was Avengers. And it was like they knew what they wanted. Even from the beginning. They knew that they wanted to get to Infinity War. But they knew that they had to do so many films in between. And then some of the films just came up on the path. They probably had certain films that they wanted to do. Some of them didn't come to fruition. But then they was like, oh, yeah, okay, let's add Ant-Man to it. Okay, let's add Black Panther to it. Let's add Spider-Man to it. And they went along and changed stuff, but it was for the better, In DC, they just trying to play catch-up when they don't need to play catch-up. Y'all just need to play to y'all's strengths. A lot of things that with DC that I admired was that it was different from Marvel. When you went to Marvel for the campy, popcorn action type film or whatever. Not saying that that's bad, but that's basically what a Marvel film is. It's upbeat and stuff like that. You're going to have dark themes to it, but overall, it's upbeat. It's one of those films that you could take the family to go see. A DC, even in comic books, is darker than the Marvel universe. They have different tones. So why not put that tone to the movies? And y'all started off with that. Superman was dark. Man of Steel was dark. Keep it like that. BVS, that was dark as hell. Nothing wrong with that. But then after that, they wanted to lighten the tone, make it fun. And it's just, okay, yeah, if it calls for it, cool. Shazam, I could see that. That character calls for it. But why in the world would you try to make it like Marvel? And then you're trying so much that they're just fucking up. That they're not focused on what they want to do, what they want to accomplish, but they're focused on what other movies are doing. And so they're trying to compete with that or trying to be like that. So now at this point, they're stuck in a rut to where it's like either we keep going or we, just kind of stop it and reboot. Which in both cases may seem like, if they keep going and they constantly hit with bad films like Aquaman is bad and Shazam is, okay, but not that good. It's like, where do you go from there? And then it's like, if the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie is good, what do you do with that? And that's the whole other thing about this wall of DC is what I call it. What if the Joaquin Phoenix movie is a fucking massive hit? What if it's like the Dark Knight type film? What if it's like really, really good? Well, like Academy Award type acting, just a great story and everything else. And I can imagine that they're going to want to add to it. Maybe add Batman to that. Maybe Matt Reeves' Batman. Maybe connect them to that universe. maybe do something with that. So if you want to continue a story with that, so you're gonna have like 2-3 storylines in this wall of, or as they call it, the world of DC, worlds of DC. So you're gonna have the main BVS storyline going. Then you're gonna have the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker universe going, and then you might have another universe going, and it's like just stick to what you know. Keep the movies dark. You might throw some humor in there if you need to, but make it dark. You don't need to make it like fucking Suicide Squad, that horrible ass movie. You don't need to have that many jokes or try to be fun. I mean, of course you can have some fun up in there. Okay, cool. But still, it's like you need to focus on making good movies, have a good narrative, and everything else. Like, that's what I'm so frustrated. It's just this wall of DC that they aren't trying to, stick to one linear story. Y'all just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Like, that is just, it's horrible to me. It's just horrible. It just shows that you don't know what you're doing. At first, you wanted to do this, and you had your objective, and you was like, okay, cool. But now it's like, okay, we don't know what we're doing, so this and that. Like, bring some people aboard that maybe know what they're doing. It's just this wall that you guys have. It's not stable. And I know a lot of people might love the name, and they might love the idea of the worlds of DC. But I just look at it as like a cover. It's just saying that we don't know what we're doing, but we're trying to disguise it like we know what we're doing. Like, no, the fuck you don't. Because if you knew what you were doing, we wouldn't be in this position. It's just, you have 5 films under your belt, and only 2 of them really are good, at least in my eyes. I mean, you have Justice League, but that's one of those movies where I did like Justice League, but I still would put BVS above it. I was disappointed with BVS, but at the same time, it had more going for it than it had against it as compared to Justice League. Justice League was a fun movie. I did like it when I saw it and all that stuff. I saw it twice, but that's only because I took my son the second time. But it was like, as I watched, I think I watched it twice now, ever since it, like this year, ever since it came, on DVD and stuff. I think I watched it on DVD, and then I think I may have watched it on like Amazon, or if it was like on TV or something like that. I don't know, like on demand VOD or whatever. And it was just more disappointing. Like, it just went down for me. Like, it was one of those films, like, the more you watch it, you like it, but then the more you watch it, you kind of don't like it as much. And it was like one of them, and that's what's disappointing about that film, is that I've said before that it was one of those films where it could have been a great film, but it was just a passable film. And that's not one thing that you would want to be said about a Justice League film. A Justice League film. Just think of the Avengers came out and that was just a passable film. It's just, I don't know. When it comes down to it, Marvel or DC just needs to follow their own path. If they're going to be dark, be dark. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know why they wanted to change it, but it just, stop being reactionary and stand your ground. If the fans don't like it, but it is a great film, shit, whatever. Keep making them motherfuckers. But when it comes down to it, they just need to do away with the wall of DC and just focus on what you guys want. The narrative. And at this point, we done already seen that they kind of strayed away from what Zack Snyder had planned, as far as like those what the universe where it was going. We already know that the Snyder cut is totally different from when Joss Whedon took over after Zack Snyder got fired or left the project or whatever. It's totally different. So the narrative has changed as far as where they were going. So we already know that it's just totally different now. So I don't know, but yeah, that was just my mini rant. I know I've said a lot of it prior before, but it just needs to be said again because DC isn't learning. Now, I'm just a person, I'm a nobody. They're not going to listen to this and be like, huh, you know what? He's right. We need to get all our eggs in a row and find out what we're going to need to do. You know, I'm not going to have that influence. I would be surprised as fuck if they did that. But, I mean, this is just a guy who has an opinion on just what the movies should do or what they should do with their movies and their universe. It's like, I'm not one of those fanboys that sit here like, I love Marvel over DC and DC is just crap, like just the trash or whatever. But I would love to see both universes. I would love to go to a movie where DC and Marvel both putting out like 3 movies a year and all of them are good. You know, I would love to see that. But, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait. So, let's jump right into the thing that you guys had clicked here up on. It is the 2018 second quarter movies, films in review. So, I'm going to not really be on this too long. I'm not trying to make this too long because it's almost at 20 minutes right now. And I still need to get to the box office. So, as it comes to it, let's go ahead and jump right into things. So, let's talk about the movies all that came out within the past 3 months or whatever, ever since April through June. So all the movies that came out, the significant movies, is Blockers, Chappaquiddick, The Miracle Season, The Quiet Place, Beirut, I think that's how you pronounce it, Rampage, Sergeant Stubby, and American Hero, Truth or Dare, I Feel Pretty, Traffic, Avengers Infinity War, Bad Samaritan, Overboard, Tully, Breaking In, Life of the Party, Book Club, Deadpool 2, Show Dog, Solo, A Star Wars Story, Action Point, Adrift, Upgrade, Hereditary, Hotel Artemis, Ocean's 8, Incredibles 2, Tag, Superfly, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Sicario, Data del Sardo, and Uncle Drew. Now, looking at all of these movies, I've seen every single one of these movies except for Beirut, A Miracle Season, Sergeant Stubby, and Action Point. And I think that's it. I think I've seen every single one of these. Yeah, I've seen the rest of them. Yeah. Oh, and Book Club. I haven't seen that one. But yeah, every single one of those I have seen. But this list, I mean, the second quarter was a pretty decent quarter. It wasn't movies that just really blew my mind. I did have some movies that did exceed my expectations, like Blockers. I didn't think I was going to like that movie, and I ended up really, really enjoying it. A Quiet Place, I was looking forward to that film, so that wasn't really a surprise. I was just mad that I got to see it a couple days late. That was one of those films where everybody was going to go see. So you're seeing it on social media, and since I like seeing movies that Thursday or Friday or whatever, it's like I feel like I have to see it before everyone, you know. And when everyone sees it before me, I feel like But yeah, but yeah, I mean, Deadpool 2 was kind of a surprise because I actually did really enjoy that better than the first film. Other than that, it wasn't really too many surprises. Tag actually was a big surprise because I didn't think I was going to enjoy that. I really did love that film. That was actually a fucking good ass film. But other than that, all these other films were just decent. You know, it wasn't really too much to say about it. You guys know how I felt about Avengers Infinity War. Saw that 8 times in theaters, and that movie was just freaking phenomenal. But, you know, I don't know, like, it wasn't, have a line full of good movies, but it's only like a few of them that stand out. You know, you got A Quiet Place, Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Tag, actually did like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, actually did really like that. Other films I liked, but wouldn't be films that I would watch again, even on DVD or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the second quarter was okay. It was okay. Here's some enjoyable films. Some films that, not I'm about to sit up here and just brag like, oh my gosh. But it had its moments. Wasn't anything too spectacular. You would think this would be kind of going into the summer that, you have a lot of blockbusters, which, I mean, you kind of did, but, certain movies are disappointing. Certain movies just, okay, and all that stuff. Hotel Artemis, I thought it was going to be better than it was. And it was okay. It wasn't a movie to brag about, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, these films of review, if, say, I was giving it a score, the whole months of April, May, and June, out of 10, I'm going to just do it out of 10. If I were to do the second quarter of this month, this year, I would give it maybe a 6. Yeah, I think that would be fitting. I would give it a 6. Maybe lower. Maybe, I mean, because, like, I'm literally going off of how I feel right now. Like, I didn't have a chance to really examine all these films and just really ponder, but right off the top of the head, I'll give it a 6. I may end up changing it, but this ain't really like a thing like I do with my movie reviews, but just say if I was to give it a score, it'd probably be about a 6. It wasn't anything too spectacular. I feel like I should lower it, but I mean, I'll keep it at a 6. So let's go ahead and jump right into the box office segment, and then we're gonna wrap up this podcast. So, like I do with every box office segment, I talk about my last week predictions over the weekend, and then I give what happened over the weekend, and then what's coming soon, and then the box office predictions for this coming weekend. Since we already are on the last day of this weekend, last weekend. So last week, basically, my predictions were that Mal 22 was going to be at number 1. Meg was going to be at number 2. Mission Impossible Fallout number 3. Alpha number 4. And Disney's Christopher Robin was going to be at number 5. Which I was totally wrong, because Crazy Rich Asians, for some apparent freaking reason, did really good at the box office by taking the number 1 spot over the weekend, which came in at $25.5 million, domestically $34 million, and worldwide did $34.7 million. Yeah, that's crazy. Meg came in at number 2 with $21.5 million, $83 million domestically, and worldwide $314 million. Mal 22 over the weekend did $13.6 million. 14.1 worldwide. Mission Impossible Fallout at number 4 did over the weekend $10.5 million, domestically $180 million, and worldwide $501 million. And rounding off the top 5 was Alpha, which over the weekend it did $10.5 million, which is the same as Mission Impossible, but I guess because Mission Impossible came out before, they put Alpha after that, so I guess you could put it like that. But yeah, that's basically it. The thing that really stands out about it is Crazy Rich Asians. I didn't think that movie was gonna do anything. I didn't think that, if anything, I thought that movie may be up in like the 4th or 5th spot, but to be number 1, I think that surprised everybody. I think it really surprised everybody. I haven't seen it yet. I may end up trying to go see it sometime soon, just to see what the buzz is about. But I heard that it's a really good rom-com. So, I don't know. As it comes down to it, what were my other predictions? Dang it. Come on. Yeah, the Meg. Yeah, it still took number 2. I thought Mal 22 was going to be up there at the top because they have recognizable faces, but shit. I guess that doesn't mean anything. But then we also got Mission Impossible Fallout. Christopher Robin got knocked out of the top 5. But then you got Alpha, who went head to head with Mission Impossible for the number 4 spot and didn't come out on top, but it still made its place in the top 5. But yeah, that's really the only thing that stands out to me was the Crazy Rich Asians thing, and that Mal 22 came in at number 3, which is surprising, but it's not surprising. So, I mean, hey, hopefully I can see sometime soon what all the fuss is about. But in any case, so the movies that came out this weekend was basically AXL, which is about a boy who finds this robot dog machine that like the government ended up losing or scrapping or something, but ended up being reactivated, and now they're trying to come after it again. I don't know. And then you have the Happy Time Murders, and then the movie Searching came out. So I haven't seen any of these movies yet. Hopefully I may end up seeing like Happy Time Murders tonight. So I guess you could put that as number 1 of my priorities. I still got couple other movies to see that came out. Because like I said, I still need to see Crazy Rich Asians. I seen Alpha just recently. I think it's like maybe 2 other movies I need to see that's in theaters. I forgot what it was. Okay, but in any case, but out of these 3 movies, it'd be Happy Time Murders. I want to say AXL would be number 2 as far as priorities, and then Searching would probably be number 3. But yeah, so those are the movies that I am looking forward to. And so, what will take over the box office weekend? Now, the weekend box office things are in. They are in. And so I've seen it, and I haven't altered my predictions. I actually did this earlier in the week. So these are my predictions from earlier in the week. I didn't alter it in any type of way. And you guys are going to, like, next week when I do my podcast, you're going to see that I didn't alter it. Because if I did, I would have got it basically head on. But in any case, these are my predictions that are totally wrong about the box office weekend. So I thought that the Happy Time Murders was going to come in at number 1. Crazy Rich Asians was going to be number 2. The Meg number 3. Mal 22 number 4. And AXL at number 5. And those were my predictions, or those are, I guess you could say were or is my predictions for it. And yeah, we will see. I'm going to try and maybe have it up tomorrow. If not, Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday at the latest. Because I know I've been putting out these a little bit later. But Wednesday at the latest, I will have up episode 84 about the other Take One podcast. And I will be talking about my wrong predictions. But those are my predictions for the box office this weekend. And that wraps up episode 83 of the Take One podcast. I am August C. Jones, and I really want to thank you guys for listening, watching, whatever the heck. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Hey, before you guys leave, make sure you hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. And you see that little bell? Make sure you hit that to turn on your notifications. That way you'll be notified for anything that appears on my channel. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace out.